Okay. Item provider. I'll do that. Yep. Yep. God, I should have done it a little bit. Oh, it doesn't matter. This is actually going to be very interesting to do without bots. Laying down rail, in my opinion, is actually kind of difficult without bots. I may very well just put the tiny start back in, because this gets super confusing to do by hand. Well, we'll see. So I'll be... I need to change this. Sorry, guys. It's just that I need to be an provider. It needs to be up a little more, I think. Yeah, we'll do that. I just want to make sure there's plenty of room to put some storage. And I might have more than one provider out here pulling from the same patch. So we'll see. I don't like this, so I don't ever like to do that. This works out okay. It's not very fast, but it should be okay for now. I'm actually going to put the depot. There. Yeah, it connects up. Okay. Let's see. I had like I thought there was an information thing on this. But there's like a description. Oh, doesn't matter. So this is, yeah, train stop, fuel drop. So you need to have, let me think how that's supposed to work. You have to have trains, you have to have a train that gets filled up with fuel. I think from the providers right here. And their stops include, like instead of a requester, they actually stop at the fuel drops. So they'll do the provider until inventory full for 30 seconds, and then they'll do a fuel drop until inventory empty or 30 seconds, and then they'll do depot. Okay. 2, 3. Yeah. Okay. So let me save the game and Let me quit. Mods. Far reach. There we go. Absolutely. And water well. That's nice. Let's manage. Yeah, it'll have to reload the game. Any start is disabled. So this may have been a bad thing because I think it might blow out my inventory. But I think it just blows out whatever armor mods you have. I'll do that later. We'll continue back in. All right, so here's some of the robots. And that's what I wanted. Now, as you can see, they're quite slow at first. Now, I'm working on circuit network because a lot of what I need to actually implement all of this is not present. Oh, I accidentally like drop that. Get a little more screen real estate here. Okay. So something I do, I replace those. The stack inserters are nice, and it increases the efficiency of the whole system, but I simply do not have I just don't have I don't have red circuits yet. Okay, so this is kind of nice. If you're in with a bunch of ghost things, you can hover over it and it tells you what you need. So I know, if I look at the bottom right there, I know that I need another stack inserter. One of these. Where's the stack inserter? Oh, this thing. Yeah, it'll get the train field well enough. Yeah. I'm really waiting on these circuit networks to really pick up. In the meantime, though, I think I don't have that yet, do I? That's next. I need these guys. I'm a little bit at a loss here in what I can do. I'm limited. So these guys, they run very slow because I don't have any of the upgrades for the robots yet. So sometimes I'll toggle this on and off. I've done a bunch there, and that's gonna be fine. In fact, I'll just do that. Let's see, this is 6, so I need 12. Go ahead and do that. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll need that. 12 of those guys. We'll do that. Now, there's a modification that I will sometimes do with this part. So what they do is the rail systems daisy chains a lot of these steel chests. And so what I'll do is I'll actually remove all these guys and I can put mini loaders in. So what I'll do is I have to put, it's like there's 6, so I got 12. Well, 24. I'm gonna do 2 mini loaders back to back. 24 mini loaders across here, and I'll back these with warehouses, 1 and 2. I'll retain this. I have to move it off to the side, then rehook it back up to the rest of the network, and then I daisy chain the 2 warehouses together and hook them up to the network. And then I put more here, and that gives me a massive amount. In fact, it's a little overkill because this one is still technically, and this is required. So one time I messed up by not restricting it down because it does some multiplication stuff when it figures out So it fills this up with some product ahead of time, which I'll just preload right now for no reason. Well, just so I don't have to worry about it. But it'll fill it up, and then it uses that calculation to determine, because it says like, okay, 50 is here, and it knows how many is here, and how much these guys hold each. And so it figures out when these guys get filled enough to fill a single train, it assumes 2 cargo holds. When there's enough stored here to fill a train, it'll then request a train. So you're not going to get a train that's going to come for just a little bit. It's going to show up for all of it. So again, it's a pretty cool little elegant system. I really like it. I wish I could remember who the author was, but I've retained. It's just called Smart Rail System. So if you do a search for that, I'm sure the author will come up. Okay. Wow. So the next thing is to convey this system further down. I should do some renames, right? So I think this can be we'll do coal provider. And then up here, I'll say coal depot. Now this is going to do double duty. Basically what I'll end up having is a single train with a schedule. Well, you could do more than one train, but I'll have a train whose schedule will take it through to the fuel drops, which will act as requesters. But you basically have to create trains with schedules that include the fuel drop as its kind of a requester slot. And that train will be responsible for running all around the place, putting that stuff in. So let's get some longs here. There we go. I have to be very careful. One time I got a massive system put together, and I had offset it somehow, and I had 2 of these guys side by side, and it caused nothing to work. Very, very upsetting. Okay. I'm not sure when I intend to curve this around. Don't really want to run through that. I would rather run through, let's do a short. There, and then unless I curved around underneath. Now, is this going to be too big? Yes. So we'll do a short. Great. And I'll curve here. This is where you can mess up, or I've messed up. Okay. I forgot sometimes better to do a T than a curve. Same curve, but you get some options to expand elsewhere. Make sure I got it correct. Okay. And let's... So that's not super ideal, but it can be handled. Now this is going to run me right into my other field. Not quite. Perfect. Let these guys go and pick up all the wood. All right. Still working on the circuit network. There's not a whole lot I can do until that circuit network comes up online and the rail signals comes up online. Then I'll be ready to go. I'll let it sit there for right now. Still pretty good there. I don't really foresee any issues, but I will be needing to create a bunch of these. All right, so we're still good there. We're still good there. Okay. So let's do 20. So for a fueling thing, I think we'll be good there. 200, it should be okay. Let's 75. Kind of racing a clock, so to speak, because the rail system is going to allow me to expand and start picking up ore patches further away from my base. That one is at 90. This one right here is 31 total. It's really close to the base. This one is incomplete, and it's already at 90. So I'm going to probably put a T somewhere here and run it out there and put an item provider out there to pick up that ore for sure. And then that will supply me with a massive amount to dump into here. So I'll probably have some item requesters over here requesting iron ore so that I can request iron ore from, you know, it's provided here, it's requested over here, the rail system will just ring it around here, and then I offload it directly into my existing lines into this. Okay. We're missing stone. Have that. I'll take that. Plenty. Oh, there we go. Beautiful. Yeah, I don't think I need those. Those are kind of free. All right. I'm gonna preempt because I'm pretty sure I'm gonna need more when I dump down these next sets. I thought I had, well, I need to make one anyway. I need to set them up. So I need to find out, I'm gonna need, well, I should probably start with 2. So I need 40 engine units. So 40 steel, 40 gear, 80 pipe. That's upsetting. You already put that one in. All right. All right. Put him right here. Get him started. Um, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right. 40 of that. Should start with the gears first. Oh well. I would like to get this running before I walk away. In fact, probably I'll be careful with it. Maybe I'll wait till these complete, because if I try to create an inserter, it's just gonna kill it. It'll, well, not kill it, but it'll draw from this one. I don't really want it to do that. And I just need one of these. There. So this is going to be creating my engines that I need. And I'll need these, which I'll create on my way there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to, the rail signals will not be done by the time I get started, but I'll probably end up walking my way back. And I'll drop rail signals as I walk back to my base. So, here we go. These guys are going to drop all the... Now, the problem I'm going to have, I think, has to do with power, which I don't see. Surely they did not take that away, did they? No, it's over here. So the only downside to Tiny Start is that what it gives you is like a tiny fusion reactor, which doesn't really put out a whole lot. I didn't know they did that. I know they did personal robot ports and some batteries. But these things, they'll start to drain the battery after not too long. And so that's, you know, without a full-on fusion reactor that you could get later on with the higher end stuff, this becomes kind of an issue only because it takes a while for it to recharge. But I think we're doing pretty well. So I'm actually transporting power too. I didn't hook any of it up though, so it's not going to necessarily matter, but it'll be okay. 14, I should be good. Yeah, having to do this manually, like laying down the tracks manually, I don't know, I've never really had a really good experience working with the tracks. It's a lot better. Like, so when I first got this game, you had to lay down tracks, rotate them individually to put them down, and you'd end up these little bar stops every so often, and really mess you up. And then there was a thing called, it wasn't the FAT controller, but it was a way of actually doing rail systems, and it was a mod, and they liked it so much they incorporated it into the game. And so you lay down a track, a little arrow appears, and you click it, and then it allows you to set down large swaths of track. It's still a little cumbersome, not for long runs like this, but it is difficult when you get to the curves, and this rail system makes that a nightmare to manually lay down. It was very much, I mean, props to the author of the rail system, smart rail system, for going through all that. Maybe it gets easier when you get more used to it. I never got used to it, and I always had a hard time. So extremely thankful that that person put all that stuff down, and and made this whole thing work. So then this is why I put the tiny start on, because I just not doing this without robots is a complete pain. I think we're just gonna be pretty good on rail. A lot of rail to lay down here. Doing good on power too. I'm hoping by the time I get everything else laid down that my rail signal research will be done and I can start producing these rail signals and walk back the way I came and hopefully lay all those down. I don't remember what happens to the trains if the rail signals are ghosted, like they exist only in ghost form, like they are right now. If it'll actually chunk up or segment the rail runs. I don't know what it'll do. I don't think it wouldn't actually chunk them up because they don't exist yet. That's the whole point of putting these down. At these long runs, you could probably take them off. It may not matter as much. We'll see. It's gonna be kind of close, I think, because once we get up to this, there's a lot denser tracks to lay. Might end up burning through my supply. Oh boy. We'll cut left here once we lay these down. Alright, thanks for joining me on this episode of the Factorio playthrough. I really hope that you will join me in the next one and just kind of follow my progression on the game. Thanks.